Jaime Hill is an actress most known for her role as Mom in Skinamarink, a stylized film that has taken the horror world by storm, but has left a lot of us with questions long after the movie has finished. And it's time we unearth this mystery. Now, she sits down to talk horror with your host. What's up, horror fam? Steven, AKA Bojangles here, and come closer, my friends. I have something scary to tell you. Today, I'm sitting down with Skinamarink's own Jaime Hill, and forget the tea, we're going to spill the guts on this one. So sit back and enjoy, horror fam. Jaime, I would like to thank you for being willing to sit down and talk some horror with us today.
Well, not a problem. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I would also like to thank you for being a channel member. You've been a channel member for a few months now. I know that comes with some really exciting and cool perks, but also it just helps keep the channel afloat. And I want you to know that I really appreciate that.
It works two ways. I appreciate your support for indie stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's why I have to ask you right off the bat, what is the life of an independent actress like?
Chaotic, because you're not sure what you're going to do, because the opportunities are in your own hands. There's plans with scripts of my own, of others in our community. The family that I've built a film crew with, it's a very particular family. So, all of us want to make films, so we all take turns. And we all learn from each other. So it's been fun growing and evolving my characters. Because they definitely changed over time.
Okay, let me see. Give me just 1 second here. There's some sort of issue with the echo. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay, can everyone hear Jaime now?
I hope so. Can you hear me now?
Okay, Jaime, let me ask you a question here. What is your favorite color and why? Just silly question, just want to know, just to try and fix the echo.
My favorite color or caller? My favorite color is purple. Let's see. I can jibber jab. This is like us checking our mics, doing a mic check in the morning. Well, hopefully this mic check is not my headset or phone. I can always turn on my laptop.
Is that better, Anna? Okay, we're good? Okay.
Yay.
Thank you, Anna. Then, Jaime, I will switch my headphones around then, just to make sure we're all good here. Okay, let's see.
I might as well bring you guys a little closer.
Okay, are you there?
Yep.
Okay, for some reason, I am not able to... I don't know what is up with StreamYard today, man. Oh, okay. I see what's happened.
There.
1 second.
Oh my goodness, how's that?
There we go. Now this should be better, I think.
That's much better.
Okay, great. Okay, so yeah, so it sounds like...
There we go.
Yeah, perfect. And it just sounds like the life of an actor or actress or filmmaker or any of that is like just being an entrepreneur, like being a YouTuber or a podcaster.
Yeah, many hats.
Yeah. Do you find it fulfilling? Do you find it like a good pursuit?
I like to learn. I like to continuously learn. So, being in front of the camera is one thing, but being behind the camera and learning all the different things that go on there, it takes time. So doing different films and having the opportunity to follow my friends, shadow them. In the beginning, it was shadowing people that I didn't know. and I thank them very much for giving me those opportunities to learn and watch and you know get get and make good habits by watching them.
Yeah, so it sounds like you've acquired yourselves a nice little crew there and maybe some mentors.
Oh, definitely. Mentors is a big part of it. Indie film and mentorship is huge. I have mentors from around the world now. I have Facebook
Wow.
groups. Yeah. I'm very lucky to have found a mentorship group on Facebook. Tina Imahara, she's guided me with her group for since COVID, so 5 years, which just blows my mind to think it's been that long. And
Yeah.
eventually I get to go meet them in person. Some of them are out here, but worldwide, really. But mentorship can be from anywhere on YouTube, watching videos, live events, whether you're interacting with people or not. But if you can follow along and learn, take notes, and then mentorship with people, that's the best part is mentorship with Tina and her group. We all chat in a group small and get feedback from each other, and it makes a big difference.
Would you say it's one of the most important things an actor or actress, filmmaker, anyone could do if they really want to get ahead in entrepreneurship or any sort of creative endeavor?
I think anyone's able to learn anything as long as you practice and find that confidence in those actions, and repetitive actions are what brings it. So you get that experience, and I think you can reach for the stars. I took time off. I did stuff when I was a teenager, and then realized, in the 90s, before the internet was crazy, you couldn't really do film stuff if you didn't live on the lower mainland. So I took a break. But, you set your goals. It's all about your goals and setting them small and reaching for the stars. So if you want to do indie film, you know, go learn, watch, and you don't necessarily have to pay a bunch of money to learn some of the stuff that you can hear on the internet. I know it's hard to find the good stuff, but there is good teachers researching it. IMDb. I started with IMDb, looking up good um, people to learn from. So
Wow. Yeah, it
resources.
would you say, I mean, from all my research and I've worked on films and stuff too, I would say it's easier now than ever to create
Come.
your own short film, your own feature
Yeah,
film, anything.
yeah, definitely. Come here, Joe.
Yeah.
My dog wants to come say hi, but I'm not able to reach down to get him, so he's not
Ah,
happy with me.
that's okay. I know how that goes. I know how that goes. I have a very needy cat.
Well,
That
I
is.
tried to send him up to grandma's, but I guess he doesn't want to be there.
Ah, yeah.
That's the
That's
other thing. Having a support system is huge. Uh, my mom is my support system. She's even in some of the films that you've seen me in. And
wow.
yeah, she's one of my cheerleaders. She might even be watching now. She's in I'm Haunted. There's different films that I've done with my group of friends, and the Higher Universe has my mom in there too.
Oh, hi,
So
mom.
right, she's um, a very important character. So if you watch the I'm Haunted, which is a lot of YouTube,
Hmm.
Higher Universe is on YouTube, and I'm Haunted is on it. There's episodes one at a time, 62, 63 episodes. It's
Wow.
enjoyable, or you can watch the movie, but I
Yeah.
recommend, watching all the little episodes because that's where it started. And Brandon created it into a film too. There's actually they're filming I'm Haunted 4 now.
Wow. Dang. So
Yeah,
you've created a franchise here.
and not me. Brandon and Higher Universe did with those. I've my mom is in them, and like me too. I took four four different scripts one year and just stepped back with lots of small stuff to work more on my health. And we moved, as you guys knew, we moved,
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. So everything's been small, and I'm just trying to. I've been told to be cautious with the stuff I pick now, and
Yeah.
that's fine too. I don't mind doing lots of marketing and social media, doing voiceover stuff that's not film stuff that um, in the same category, but it's definitely multi hyphenated.
So how hard is it? Okay, because I know that the film stuff, I mean, it's obvious. You know, you got your on set, you've got the crew, you have your script. This is what's happening. You can see what's happening. You know, the killer's 2 feet away from you, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But so, what's it like transitioning to voiceover work where all you have is just a page in front of you that tells you what's happening, and then you have to act it out? Is that more difficult?
Not as difficult. I'm just as animated physically because emotions and stuff come from that, and you know, um, uh, the different. That's Toki. He wants to go pee, I think. Yeah, of
Uh
course he does. Yeah, I can't help you right now. He's a little
oh.
Pomeranian who thinks, yeah.
Uh
Anyways, not sure how to fix that. I'm hoping my mom will come down and find him. Um, Bringing him to set was always a deal breaker because everybody loved to see him. Will you come here? Up. I'm sorry.
oh. It's okay. There you go.
There you go. There, my mom will help him.
Ah, there you go.
Bye, Toki. There. So yeah, I've always had everybody on set. My mom, my husband's even been on set a few times. Helping bring stuff by or drop stuff off. Mom and I were doing crafty stuff. I always like had the big pot of coffee.
Nice.
Supporting our friends when we're making films. And then we would add in different scripts. And then Brandon saw that I like my character. So my first one with Brandon was Hotbox. That's on YouTube.
Yeah. What was
Um,
it? So, how long did you know them, this crew?
oh, it's been about 6 years now, 6 or 7 years now.
Wow. So, what was it like? Because I imagine, I mean, you just get a gig with them and just walked right onto set for them and went to work?
Basically, I was on social media for local film stuff. They wanted extras, and I met people there. They gave me their contact information, and then we started chatting about different things, and that's how it all came
Wow.
together. Yeah.
So, because I know how much courage that takes. You know, you've never met these people before, and a film crew can be intimidating. I mean, you could go on a set that only has 5 people on it, or you might walk into something where there's 80 people running around all at once. They all seem to have their own destinations, they're doing their own things, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm new, what do I do? Did you
Most of
have any
them know
problem?
each other. Oh yeah. The first time I went and filmed with friends and met everyone in my location, like where I am, I knew what I wanted to do. But yeah, I was nervous. Yeah, I wondered
Wow.
what I had been networking online, just you know. But yeah, getting to go onto a set finally with some indie film friends and do something and make friendships there. It took some courage, but the excitement and that stress, it's all kind of the same excitement feeling. And I just rolled with it and went and said hello.
Wow, so you just went for it, huh? Just this is
You
what
gotta,
I'm. Well, I mean, you said that when you were in your teens, so you knew early on that you wanted to be an actress, you wanted to be a creator. Why
yeah.
did you decide to take a break from that?
Well, I moved into an area where they didn't really have any kind of like agents and stuff like that. Didn't really work out. You can't really work from, say, if you're in a major city and you leave there within hours, you can't really get there very well. So it just didn't. didn't work out that I stayed like that, and I was fine with that. I took what I learned and worked with it. The lessons that I did learn as a teenager in the film um, school, it was a lot of fun. I just went on to, have a family. I have a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, so I went to university, and using those all together and getting to know people and listening to stories and watching people. I've evolved over the years, and now I can use all those different skills together to interact with people and communicate, and helps me communicate because I know what people expect, I guess you could say, in when you're communicating a certain emotion. I try to perceive that.
Wow, so you kind of like leveled up a little bit, and then came back to acting later on?
Yeah, it's like practicing. Yeah, yeah. I went away and had university and a family. They're grown now. I was trying to figure out what to do with myself, and so it's been 8 years since I hit 40, and I haven't looked back.
Wow, so you waited all that time to come back. I mean, obviously you were focusing on your family and your career, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But did you know that entire time while you were bringing up your family, you know, focusing on your career, did you know I am going to be an actress someday?
Actors and Disney cartoon.
Ah, so you're a cartoonist as well.
No, I don't draw. I like making the sounds.
Oh my goodness, really?
So I just grew up repeating sounds and practice. So it made it really easy to practice. And
Wow.
my daughter was probably 10 years old at the time. She comes running over. Mom, they're teasing me. I look like Dora. Like, who's Dora? Dora the Explorer. Oh, which was not a good thing. A little while after, Mom, they're teasing me again, but she looks like Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph. She's this cute little brunette with the short cut hair.
Yeah.
However, Mom, they say you sound like Vanellope. Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph is Sarah Silverman.
Ah.
And well, in the 2000, dial up, I popped on there trying to look things up. Had to go find the VCR and
Yeah.
get the tape. And then I learned Vanellope, and she's just she just pops into my face. Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph swings from these candy canes, and she sees Ralph for the first time. Hiya, mister, what you doing? And he stumbles around, and she tells him, well, you're just stinky. And she compliments him and disses him at the same time because it's a kids show. But there's
Yeah.
so many funny little clips for adults. I watched it a
Yeah.
million times.
Wow.
So
So
I
you
just did that.
wow. Okay, so
Fun.
yeah, okay, so that's why you like the voiceover work so much. You get to, do these eccentric characters just completely out of this world, literally.
Yeah, they just sort of pop out. So when I was a teenager, my high school actually opened up with digital, um, like computers, screens in the hallways. We were one of the first ones on the Lower Mainland to have it, and we had a audio video course, and we got to use the cameras. And I mean, the cameras. This is in the 90s, so the cameras were the great big cameras, and we got to have our own like shows in the morning for our school. And like
Wow.
I was only in grade 8, so in grade 8, the grade 8s got to make their own morning show.
Mhm.
So I was just as happy and bubbly back then. So they'd be waiting, and unfortunately, not everybody's bubbly in the morning, especially some of those teenagers. So you'd see
Yeah.
me up on the screen. Good morning, everybody. Yeah. And I just like to make people laugh. So, I always wanted to go up on stage. Theater stuff has been fun. I grew up with a elementary school that did theater stuff in every year,
Mhm.
and we did it like all year, and the choir. So I was always in my school choir, and that was huge too. So I like to sing. I don't sing as good as I used to, but I definitely you'll find me singing to everything. Later on, I'm
Yeah.
going to go to karaoke. It's been
Oh,
fun
see.
because it's spring now, right? So I'm like, well, what can I do? So I'm going to go out and do karaoke.
Wow. So
So
you're like a creative jack of all trades here.
I
You love
try.
performing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have haunted house stuff. I saw you guys had my witch. So the witch
Yeah.
cackling, that's Rutherford Manor Haunted House. And
Wow.
that's a haunted house that's put up at the just at Halloween time. So only the month of October. However, they start in like September putting it up because we
Mm-hmm.
volunteered to help set it all up. It took a break. It made Brimstone Pictures and other groups, film crews who I'm making films with now. And hopefully they come back. But I did enjoy that witch. She's a lot
Wow.
of fun.
Yeah, I can't help but notice that a lot of people in the filmmaking world, they love to do Halloween haunts.
Ironic, right? Yeah,
Right? I mean,
it's
yeah,
been fun.
you're one of the many people that we've had on here that have been involved with a haunt of some sort. And I've, of course, always wanted to do a haunt. That is one of my dreams. I want to do my own. In addition to working for someone else, I think it would be really cool just to, just turn a whole neighborhood into a haunt or something.
Yeah,
Even.
yeah. I dreamed about it when we moved here. I'm tempted.
Yeah, right.
Maybe
Yeah,
next
when
year.
you Yeah, I wouldn't put it past you. You have passions and you follow them. It looks like.
It would be a lot of fun, and I know a lot of people that want to do it. But I know Rutherford will come back. I've heard a little birdie tell me that, so it will come
Oh,
back. And I played a nun a couple times. There's different YouTube videos we have online for Rutherford Manor too, and our Facebook group, Rutherford Manor. We had a lot of fun. All that group of people went on to do the makeup and some of the actors for the Brimstone pictures that I do, and like Spin the Wheel and Contamination, which is going to come out. I'm a infected lab worker. A really
oh,
interesting, yeah. It's a good picture too. So when I start showing that, it hopefully it doesn't get kicked off TikTok. I tried to show everybody on TikTok a picture of myself once,
yeah.
and we got kicked off TikTok,
Oh my
but
goodness.
from the makeup. So I'll try to show you guys again. It's not that scary. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll try
yeah.
it.
You never know how these platforms are. One time I showed the poster from Saw, and the poster from Saw, everybody's seen it. You walk past the theater, you have seen it. You've seen it on billboards and stuff. YouTube decided that it was too scary for their platform and gave me a warning for that.
Oh my.
So yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird what some of these systems pick up on as well. No, that's not allowed, but you can watch the trailer or
I know, right? All right. Oh, there's the sound.
uh is that the
It's
Skinamarink
not
phone?
the
What was? Ah,
it's not the phone. It's not Kyle's phone. It's my phone. I grew up with
wow.
these two. So when we talked about it, it was it was fun to think that, you know, it was good. He told me this was going to be scary. So I knew a little bit, but I remember this toy as a child. So I found one and I picked it up, of course, because
Wow.
um, I like collecting things too. We've actually Ross is the dad. I tried to get him to pop on too. He's he and I are going to start in 2 weeks. Not even, we're going down to a different province to talk about our movie, and
Wow.
we sign Skinamarink phones sometimes and different items. Not a Barbie yet, but yeah, there's different items in Skinamarink that people will bring us.
Yeah, yeah, the phone play. I mean, yeah, that phone, cause I mean, there's not a lot of jump scares in Skinamarink. It's very slow and foreboding. But
Yep.
that phone, yeah, dude, yeah. Anna, who is usually on here with me, we watched it together, and that jump scare got her. Absolutely,
It
she
gets
was
me too.
shaking. Yeah.
And my hand that comes out around the corner,
Oh,
that scares
oh,
me too. I know it's coming. I know
yeah.
I'm standing in that darkness. I scare myself at the same time, but it's fun. I've watched it 4 times in different parts of, like in a house and in a theater and in the front of the theater and in the back, and just listen to, um, how there's certain ways to watch it. Really,
Yeah. Would you say it's because I've only seen it here at the house? Where would you say is the best place to watch it? On a theater screen, on home video? I could imagine it would do great on VHS, even.
it could. I think as long as you're in a dark space so that you can see the darkness,
Mm-hmm.
because basically we blacked out the whole house, and that's how Kyle made those scenes. The bedroom
Wow.
windows were all covered up.
Wow. Yeah, see, now that's how I watched it. We turned off all the lights. There wasn't a light on in the house other than the TV. Didn't know what to expect. Okay. All the hype had died. I think we watched it a week or so ago. And
This only
it,
recently. Did you have the sound on?
I have surround sound and all that good stuff.
Because
So,
the extra picks up more.
yeah, see, now I gotta ask you, like, and anybody else who's
Put
listening
the
today.
in your eye.
Yeah.
I said that when we recorded. We did the recording
Uh,
all after.
that was you? Oh, oh my
You have
goodness.
to listen to it again. But the in your eye is me.
Oh, wow.
And then Kyle made Skinamarink is layers of us. Is like Kyle's
Oh,
voice and my voice and Ross's voice. Neat.
wow. So now, when you watched it, because like I said, I just watched it, and I want to know from everybody else who's seen it too. After I watched that thing, man, it messed with me for the rest of the night when I wasn't watching it. Okay, we were done, the movie's off. I'm brushing my teeth, getting ready for bed, and what? I swear something was in the damn corner of the room looking at me, or I saw something scuttle across the floor. I was like, "What? Did that
Yay!
happen to you? Or is it just me?
Yeah.
What?
No, that's what happens to me. That's the scary movie thing. That means I
Wow."
did my job.
But I mean, it seems like this was different though, because a lot of scary movies, when they're off, I'm kind of like, well, huh, okay, and I'm done. It's a past experience. This one though, it permeated my reality for the rest of the night. Like I could have swore I was seeing stuff. Has anyone else reported that?
Oh yeah, because our minds are thinking while we're watching. We're thinking, and we're talking in our head. Some of us can hear our own thoughts going, "Oh my goodness!" And then you leave, but you're still thinking that, and so your brain is still really active in those spaces. You're
Wow.
alert. You're more alert because if I say trauma,
Hmm.
um, and you think about how this little boy and his big sister survived and did things throughout there, and the mom and dad are in that house,
Yeah.
and not everybody all knows everything about the film, and that's Kyle didn't want people to know everything because he wanted everybody to think about it. Because
Yeah.
everyone's trauma is unique to themselves, but there's usually some kind of something when you're a kid that scares you,
Yeah.
and it can bring you to a space because that's where it's all created. So having a
Yeah.
bachelor of science in nursing and working in mental health is definitely why I wanted to do this role even more so, because of the importance to make people aware that it's so easy to scare a little infant child person.
Yeah. 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 Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, now this is a fair point because I talked to my younger cousin. He's an older teenager, He's about to be an adult. And he was like, after seeing my thoughts on Skinamarink, he's like, I want to check it out now. And I'm like, look, do not watch this with anyone else, because chances are, I know the rest of his family, they're going to sit there and ruin it or talk through it or be on their phones. I'm like, give it 30 solid minutes of you sitting in the room, no lights on. Okay, if after 30 minutes you're sitting there and you can't take it anymore, you need to check it, just don't even watch it. But if you can sit there and you can focus on this movie, it messes with you. It messes with you. That's one thing I really liked about it, because this is a very polarizing film. I know some people hate it and some people love it. But what I really enjoyed about it was that I sat there, and at first I was like, this is very stylized. It's very weird. I've never seen anything like this. I didn't know what to think. And I was like, what is going to happen? How's this going to turn out? Right. And then I'm like engrossed all of a sudden. There was a certain time marker where from that point on, I was just engrossed, and I'm looking in these shadows and I'm studying these weird compositions, and I'm trying to listen to this distorted dialogue to figure out the mystery of what's going on in this home. And so that's my advice for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Sit there and give it your all, and your mind will run wild with it. At least I think so, and then once you shut it off, your mind, like we talked about, is still going to be going nuts. I'm thinking I'm seeing stuff in the corners of the rooms and in my house. So yeah, you guys did a good job with that. So I mean, I got to ask you now, like I said, very polarizing film, especially in the horror fam too. I've noticed some people love it, some people hate it. What did you think about it?
I liked it too. I have ADHD, so for me to focus on a movie, it can be really hard. And
Yeah.
um, the first time I watched it was at home. My mom got up after 10 minutes and said no.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I wasn't upset. And then my husband was like, this is kind of boring. So he pulls out his phone.
Aw.
But so it was a little bit different, but it was okay. He put it away again. It was in the darkness. It was still a little too light out because I think it was like May.
Yeah.
So I got to see it, but not in the perfect conditions. The next time we watched it was with everyone in the theater. And that
Oh,
was fun because it was dark.
yeah. Now,
And
how
then
did
the
that go?
sound, oh, much better. It was much more fun. It was much more
Wow.
fun. Indie film and our local community and our Metro Cinema, we pack that place. It's so hot in there. It's a great place. I lost count how many of my films I've gotten to watch in there now. The ones I made with my friends, but it was fun to watch Skinamarink in there, just because it's so
Yeah.
much bigger.
Yeah.
Like me on the bed is right there, and then all of a sudden I'm on the bed again later on, and then my head disappears.
Yeah.
um, the mom disappears really, and
Yeah.
then there's just the bed. Um, the picture frames, pictures of children and different people will disappear, and then objects like say a toilet will
Yeah.
disappear. I would question some of the stuff, but it was still um, if you know what it's like to have things taken from you that are something that's that important to life,
Mm-hmm.
because those little ones, all they know is that wonderful little TV sitting down there making their forts. Because I remember being that kid. And
Yeah.
then there's things that happen around your house. So, I can't imagine not being able to have your little toilet when you're 4.
Yeah. And then as they, go to explore the house, the door is gone, so they can't escape. The pictures are rearranging themselves. Dad won't wake up. It's such a disorienting movie, and you're sitting there wondering what is going on, what's happening. When you were approached to do this, did you know that this was going to be such a stylized movie?
No, I knew that it was like Blair Witch, and I always liked Blair Witch, and
Mhm.
just I knew it was like the fuzzy kind of VCR type, and um, I like anything that would scare me.
Yeah.
So after talking about like what I was going to do in my role, trying to understand what I was supposed to do and why I was sitting there in a certain way, and things were edited, right? There was a lot of stuff that Kyle made sure he always has his good arcs, and wanted to make sure it was all there, but still edited it down. So there's stuff that you guys didn't get to see, which would have made it even more creepier because
Really?
you hear those cracking bones, right? So I'm a contortionist. I'm stretchy. I wish you could have seen the other part of Skinamarink. I think it would have been fun. That's why I want to keep going on the whole
Right.
trauma Skinamarink idea. And I
Yeah.
will. I talked to Kyle about it a long time ago. It would be fun to do like a sequel.
So let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. So you're saying that Skinamarink had some deleted scenes. You're saying that it had a very scary scene with you doing like some contortionist type work here. Is it as scary? Okay, because we know the original version of The Exorcist, the theatrical release, didn't have the spider walk scene in it, which was
Yeah,
then
I hate
released in
that.
subsequent, and it was the scariest nightmare fuel we've ever seen. I mean, would you say that that deleted scene could be something like that? Like it's just super spooky.
I don't know. I don't know if he put it in as like quick pictures or if it was just me there in that shot and you could see me kind of crunched down in different maybe.
Contorted positions.
I know how long I stood in the dark until my face comes out and you guys see me there at the end.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is such a crazy movie. I can't imagine what all he must have deleted from that thing. I mean, but I can tell that he wanted it to be very subtle.
Yeah, because we
So,
have our own minds.
yeah,
You
so
think for yourself, movie, you know?
is that really what is that really what he was going for? He wanted people to kind of fill in those dark spots in the film?
Well, we had a script
Mhm.
with an outline, but that's what it is. It's an outline, and the people watching it fill in the spots. But
Yeah.
you can just imagine what kind of trauma, scary thing, whatever, fill the blank would
Yeah.
create that. And each person has their own perspective of it, and
Well,
can cause a lot of fear.
I mean, that's what I want to ask you because there's a lot of Skinamarink theories. Because, of course, I have my theory. You know, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. These kids, it sounds like to me, there's the coma theory. The kid hits his head in the beginning, and then you kind of, oh, well, he's trapped in his own body, and this is kind of what he's seeing, and that's why the door disappears, signifies he can't get out, all this stuff. Then you have the demon theory that it's a house that's been afflicted by some sort of demonic presence. And there's a couple other theories and stuff like that. I want to know what's your theory. Or do you even know the answer even better?
No one knows those answers because Kyle's really the only one with the full theory.
Wow.
It's what we make it of ourselves, but I know that he had reasons in putting me in there and reasons for the children doing what they did in each room, and like the little girl going down to the basement and then having no her face is gone. um I think it was just a way to state something. um
Oh.
and when you guys look under the bed and then there's where did I go?
Yeah.
And then time sits there and you're wondering, where did she go? And is she going to jump out at me now? And
Yeah.
that break of time um, is all we went by to know um, the fear that children would be thinking. And that's what I went on. I thought about the fear of a kid in the dark because I've been that kid in that almost the same kind of old house. And I wanted to portray the same thing. I know it's about um, trauma.
Okay.
So I know it's about that kid or those kids and feelings and emotions and fears. And you guys, because Kyle doesn't want all of that out there, everybody else sort of puts it together to understand, you know, these kids saw stuff, heard stuff, went through stuff physically, um, and couldn't leave that environment because
Wow.
for some reason, somehow, but not being able to leave the environment and still be um, trying to have a mom and a dad and you know have a life where they go watch their cartoons in the morning. But you know, normal
Wow.
life to them still continues. May not be that normal life
Yeah, because they
for
do
days and
keep
days and days and days and days.
yeah, they do keep trying to go back to what makes them happy. They try to go back to the Lego blocks. They try to keep going back to the cartoons and then something will call them away. It's like they can never escape the situation that they're in no matter how many distractions they flood themselves with or try to.
Yep, Skinamarink
Oh,
is sort of there, um, being mean, causing negative
yeah.
things.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. See, yeah. See, now I couldn't imagine sitting in a theater and getting to watch this movie with you. Come on. That would be too good. That would
We're
be
gonna do
too
that in a
good.
couple weeks.
What? Now let me, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
What they need to do. Okay. This is what they need to do. Talk to whoever's in charge. This is what they need to do. They need to just have, if it's going to be in a theater, have the underneath area of that screen extremely dark. Put up the blackout curtains under it. And then at some point, so you don't have to sit there the whole time, just have them almost like a magic trick, like you appeared in that darkness at some point. And
That'd
then
be
there's
funny.
slowly more light that gets let on you, maybe even at the credits, and people are like, oh my God, was she there the whole damn time?
Let's hope.
Let's hope, right? Yeah, I mean, come on, or maybe not. Jeez, I don't know. You might creep me out. Because I mean that reminds me of when Ellen Burstyn, she had to go see The Exorcist on her own. You know, she wasn't able to make it to all the cast premieres and stuff like that. So she just got a normal ticket and went on her own. And somebody, oh my God, when they realized they were watching that with the mom,
Yeah.
oh my God. See, you have a lot of potential here for this. I would, oh my God, the things I would do if I were you.
Yeah. Being employed in mental health and, you know, having that education really wants me to keep advocating for mental health.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, now you're getting me to look at Skinamarink. You know, now we've introduced some new theories I'm seeing in the chat too, in the YouTube. Very interesting.
Um,
And your insight into it is great as well,
yeah, it does help. Uh, I would say um, the little boy fell down the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Or was he pushed?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So there's some bad stuff that can happen in children's lives that can just tumble their lives, and
Yeah.
it becomes that, you know, when the door moves away, you're just lost.
Yeah. There's no going back now.
No, not when you're 4 and you've just been struggling so much, and then your sister's disappeared, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think you mentioned a Skinamarink too, that you would love to see that happen. Do you think it will happen?
I don't know, Kyle. talk to him when we finish filming, and I actually asked him, and he said that I could do something. So as long as I make sure I don't like cross any boundaries, and I'm sure I'll look to similar people for help making films, and you know, make sure it's all uh, good with, even if Shutter would love to pick it up or whatever, that'd be a lot
Yeah.
of fun too. But just to bring out the characters again and then see the evolution of what's happened.
Oh, did we lose audio on Jamie? Okay. Oh, Jamie, we're having an issue with your audio. I'm not sure what happened. Not sure. Can everybody still hear me? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I think she's doing something with her mic, just testing out some stuff here.
Does
Yeah,
that
it
work
does
now?
some. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I guess my Wi-Fi is like so good.
Uh,
I can't even. How do you plug Wi-Fi into the new computers?
it's a nightmare, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a nightmare. It's like, well, now you have to buy an adapter to do that. It's like, dude, this was a This was a built-in feature for 20 years. What do you mean?
Yeah, I have a server over there. Can't I just like, yeah. So
Yeah,
I love that laptop. I'll bring it with me everywhere. This iPhone is amazing.
yeah,
It does great things, but it's the in between the two that can be problematic.
yeah. I know it's a nightmare. It sucks. It sucks. It's like, well, like when you have to buy the external CD player now for the computers and
I
stuff. It's like,
do actually.
yeah,
How do I watch my movies? I can't. Like I actually have the,
yeah,
so I'm bringing them with me, but I can't even watch it on my own laptop because it doesn't do it.
yeah. It sucks.
I don't.
But
I like collecting media like you guys. That's why I found you guys. I like the social media, the collecting. I used to have a lot of stuff, but then I went and moved from, well, west coast of Canada to the east coast, and
mm,
then did that again, really. So I don't have a lot,
yeah.
but I kept my Indiana Jones and Back to the Future, the Goonies, and Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard to move with all of this stuff. It really is. There's so many things I've had to, not movies, but like some of the figures and the collectibles back there that have just gotten broken in moves, and it's like, oh,
Yeah, I lost a couple really cute little figurines, and I was disappointed. It's kind
yeah,
of nice that everything's so much smaller. Like this
hmm,
other, the desktop computer is like this little square thing.
yeah,
I
yeah,
brought it home to my mom, and like it, it, it was shocking. Like we still have our server,
yeah.
and I don't want to get rid of it, but I guess I'll. It's been how many 30 years of dragging it around.
Ah, yeah. I know how it goes. I know how it goes, especially when you're a creative type. There's too much media you have stored on them that got
Mm.
to be careful.
Yes, actually, we started to take them all off. I have gone on Amazon and ordered that machine that you can plug into the old, because we have all the old hard drives to lock into and laptops.
Oh, yeah.
So it's fun. It helps knowing stuff from the 90s and before the internet, and like building computers and learning like Unreal Tournament. I We would learn how to do the walls, like the Homer
Oh,
Simpson bedroom, and he would go dope. Like I
yeah.
learned, and then my kids learned it, and
Yeah.
Roblox come out, and then I had my 3-year-old making skins for Roblox and Minecraft, and now I'm a
Yeah.
grandma watching Minecraft, loving Jack Black, and so it's all come full circle. I love any kind of stop motion or animation, so I was definitely went to Minecraft the second day it was open.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you, do you have any Because I've seen your catalog of work. Okay, you can be Skinamarink mom. Oh my god, terrifying! Get her away from me, Jesus! What are we doing? Or you can be super goofy as hell and just so funny. Do you have a preference on the type of characters you like to play?
I have so much fun with that group of friends filming Grotesque 1, filming Grotesque 2, and there will be a Grotesque 3. Uh, that's my group of friends, and I can be myself. So
Oh,
The Nina you guys meet in Grotesque is very much me, just over naive, and but when I'm asking Mildred, like, whose arm is that? And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, it's just still me. Um, because that's how I would giggle and laugh at it. The scary stuff that comes out, I'm not used to because I'm not that type of person to behave like that. So being like a scare actor, that's brought on like these different kind of scarier roles. But like the scary mom roles, that was not something I was used to. So I
yeah.
was studying people. Like, I loved Jamie Lee Curtis. I wanted to be Jamie Lee Curtis. And
Ooh.
I'm almost there too, right? Scream Queen. And the witch thing just showed up one day because I was at that haunt, and I asked them, "Can I do that?"
Hmm.
And he said, "Well, I don't know. What can you do that's unique?" And I said, "I think I can cackle like a witch." He's like, "Oh," and I went, and he went, and that's how I did that. So taking the opportunity to just go and do it and learn it, even if you're unsure,
Yeah.
um, taking the risks to do those things, it made a big difference. So being Nina and just letting people see that it's okay to just not understand and just be there. It's okay.
Yeah.
Is okay.
Yeah.
And she's very different.
Yeah, so your group of friends, these filmmakers, they just embrace you and let you give you all the artistic freedom you want pretty
Oh,
much in that character, huh?
with Grotesque, and Elizabeth Chamberlain is Mildred, and that was, we all what put together for that movie for Elizabeth, because that was Elizabeth's role that she wanted
Yeah.
to be like that. And we just filmed her and cheered her on, and we would come up with more and more things for Mildred to do, and people to um, meet. And as they just came, we would just in the back, just loving it, because we're all in the back thinking, how can we build that set? How can, like, we all of our friends there are just dying, like, or if we're ripping arms off each other, um, with different ideas. We're still giggling at the ideas, and now we have number 3 coming. And
Wow.
to be yourself. The second one, I'm not the same person. I'm Mabel.
Yeah.
So Grotesque 2 is still Mildred, but Mildred comes back, and we get to see her again in action.
Hey.
I'm not as friendly as I was in the first one. The first one, I was really the one that was getting bullied before Mildred got there.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like, why are you bugging her? But by the time the second one comes along, you know why Mildred doesn't like me. So that one was fun too. That was a whole uh, different outfit. I felt like the 90s, wearing like the jean coveralls, and those are all on Tubi. So you can watch
Wow.
those on Tubi. And
There
then
you
we went
go.
on to make other movies. Brandon's written scripts for lots of our friends that we expand out and help. And some of us do sound for it, and some of us do makeup for it. And we always go and ask those same people because they're so good at it, and we work well with them.
Yeah, this sounds incredible. It's like just hanging out with your friends all day and you get to make movies while you do. I mean, that is the dream life, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It's been a good group. I like to say because we're a lot of us are neurodivergent, we could just sort of look at each other and we know, what is gonna come up and how it
Yeah.
should be or where the light should go or the nod and it just
Yeah.
works.
Well, I got to ask you then because I mean, now, you're very fun. We've had you on here. You're very fun. You're a very fun person. So I got to ask you though, I mean, what was it like on the set of Skinamarink? Was that a different sort of vibe there? It wasn't like spooky or was it fun
Yeah,
too?
it was fun, but it was dark. We were in the dark.
Yeah,
We were
you
in
said
the
you had the
dark.
blackout curtains up or
Yeah,
something,
so we
didn't
had
you?
only had very dim lights like beside the bed, and because my all my stuff is all in the bedroom, you never see
Wow.
me out of there. You see me in the bedroom in different spots.
Yeah.
So you see me on either side of the bed, and then in that big open space, which is basically the walk-in closet bathroom area. That you guys are
Yeah.
like, "Do you see anything?" And then her face comes out.
Oh, yep. Sure do.
Otherwise, like standing there in the dark, I'm standing there and then so Kyle turns all the lights down. And then he even takes off different filters that he's got on. And it's only Jamie, the camera guy, and Kyle, and um, we sound guy was outside the door, and it was just dark. And they just slowly let it roll, and the light slowly came brighter. And so he could slowly see on his, I could hear him, "Oh, that's it." And when you hear your director like get so excited that, you, you're doing what they want and it's creating that face or, you know, that scary kind of,
Yeah.
not everybody can recognize what it is right away. And that felt great to finish that up, and then everything else after was wonderful, sitting on the bed and doing other things and moving and like just at the angle where you guys kind of see me turn. That was fun just to practice that because I was trying to have a certain demeanor of the mother at that moment. But being in the pitch black and then Kyle seeing my face come what he wanted at the end of that movie,
Mhm.
that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah. How long did it take you guys to film that? To
Like
film
three
that
hours.
movie?
3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Mine, yeah, mine
Yeah.
was one day, different day than Ross and the kids. That was a different day. So we didn't even see each other back then. But I did give Kyle Ross's name and Lucas, which is Ross's son. And that's how little Lucas became a little boy on Skinamarink. We made
Hey.
something together before, and I recommended him. So that's how
Wow.
Ross became the dad and Lucas became the little boy. And then we found Dally, and we have a tiny little family here. And, if we want to do stuff again, everybody's all excited to do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet it had to be really cool to see that it was getting picked up by Shutter and then you guys got in front of a mass audience, right?
Well, we didn't even know right away. Kyle knew way before because he'd gone to the film festival. We didn't know anything that happened. Only Kyle and the producers knew.
Oh
Um,
my goodness.
yeah. And he couldn't tell anybody about Shutter until he was allowed. So we had like
Jeez.
gone to the horror convention. Like he couldn't even tell us things, anything that was even in the air. So like that whole time went by because it takes a while to get all those things done, right? Film festival,
Yeah.
and then it leaking was difficult on him. I didn't go on TikTok, so it wasn't much to me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
My goodness. Did you guys have cake?
did we have cake? I don't know if it was a cake. We had lots of candy. We went
Probably
to
to
the horror
celebrate and
convention.
stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, because Lucas is 4, so well, now he's much older. He's like 7 now. And but we went to the horror convention. We had candy for the kids. It was so much fun though. Like, and they
I
were so
bet.
excited to just meet people and go and speak to everyone up on stage. And, to see this little 4, I think it was 5 when we were there, just holding the mic. And, um, they're never that little again. And
Yeah.
that little voice that you guys get to hear, that scary, spooky little voice, yeah, is little Lucas. And I want to do more work with them. Lucas has a brother, so we'll get both of them in there. And Ross and I get along great, so we'll do something with the kids. And Dally, they they were naturals, all of them, all of them.
Yeah.
So just doing that, taking things one step at a time, especially if you don't have to worry about sound. Just letting the kids
Yeah.
walk around, follow them, because that's really
Yeah.
all they do in the film. You just got to find the right angles.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So do you have any clue how long it took to film that as a whole?
No, I can't remember what Kyle said. I know that the kids, the day, it was a day, and they got to have McDonald's after, and they were so excited. Right, a 4-year-old. But it was a day. But they were patient, and they're all young people. Kyle, Jamie, they're all, I think they're in their 20s, maybe in their
Right.
30s. But when we all started this, they were all students, and that's how they kind of knew who I was, because I went to the school and I volunteered to do the scripts for them for their film classes.
Yeah.
And then I got known as the mom in the area. So that's how I became the Skinamarink mom.
That is really cool. That's cool though. I mean, yeah, and that you would, offer that up to them as well, because I mean, I'm sure they were so excited to get to do this and make it happen. And then you're over there like, hey, look, sign me up, baby. I'll help you guys.
Yep. Yeah. And it really built momentum and community that really wanted to do more and more to make it more, especially when you see the little
Absolutely.
ones wanting to thrive.
Yeah. And you also see the importance of, it's like we were talking about earlier when you said that you weren't in a physical location that fostered your creativity really at one point. You realized, dude, if I want to do this, I'm going to have to move and get involved and get around
Yeah.
other filmmakers. And I mean that really sounds like that was your swan song. That's what really brought you back to acting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love helping someone do that too,
Yeah.
because I know it was hard. Yes.
Yeah.
It was worth the wait, though.
That's awesome. So that you hear it, horror fam, if you're interested in filmmaking, you got to be where they're making films. You know, get involved in the community, be around the people who are doing it and make it happen.
There's
And
always theater. There's always a theater. There's always a group, a community center that's doing a theater. Don't be shy.
yeah.
Just go, and you meet people. It's like
Yeah.
karaoke night. Just go.
Yeah. Just go. Yeah, I'm with you because that is the hard thing. I mean, when you hear they're making a movie and it's huge and even if you've never been involved, just go. Nothing. I don't give a damn how many Skillshare or YouTube videos you watch on something. Nothing will replace the experience and just going and seeing how it's done. Like that's, as you know, Jamie, I mean, you were willing to make the move and go do it.
Yeah, to be a background, and
Mhm.
that's really what the beginning is. Go be background somewhere, and
Yeah.
you can. It doesn't mean you have to talk all. Some of it you have to be quiet, and then there'll
Yeah.
be other people beside you who will help you.
Yeah.
Like if you're supposed to be quiet and not talk, but you're still supposed to move, there'll be other background people that will help you.
Yeah,
You know.
you may have to run and go and get some Mountain Dew and Cheetos for people, but you'll be on set.
Oh yeah, crafty is the best thing ever. I really
Right?
loved crafty. My mom and I would make soups and warm meals, and like we filmed in the snow.
Yeah.
Grotesque was in the snow. And it was a lot of fun, but it was cold at times. So
Yeah.
that campground where you see Grotesque, the first one, I fed everybody on the barbecue.
See, and you know how important how important crafty can be, because the actors or the other, the director or the cinematographer, they get screwed a little bit because the crafty knows, we just reloaded this with energy drinks, we just reloaded this with the Cheetos, all the hot ticket items everybody wants. You get first dibs.
Yeah, I take them over to them.
Oh, see, you're nice. You're a lot nicer than a lot
Oh,
of people.
I brought boxes of hot coffee outside because, it's cold.
Wow. I want you on my film set. Jeez, my
You
goodness.
Watch Hotbox on YouTube. And we filmed it in one big house. And my mom and I did crafty there. And yeah, we would have lots of hot coffee. We would
Oh
put
my.
heaters on Elizabeth's toes because she's in heels and wrap them in blankets.
What?
Yeah, when we were
Oh,
filming Hotbox, so it's very cold. We
oh
filmed
my
it in like
goodness.
January, February, Canada.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine that. Y'all get some real winters up there.
So, and that was a while back, and it was a really cold winter.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because we'll get to some fun questions. I have a list of fun questions here, and we'll just kind of roll through these because you're a very fun person, and I want to see what your response is going to be to some of these.
Okay.
Okay, what is a question that you've always wanted to be asked but never have?
Question. Oh my gosh.
Right? Like it could be a topic
Hmm.
you've always wanted to discuss with
What
somebody,
would
and
somebody ever talk to me about? I don't know.
yeah, it's a tough one, right?
More people have been asking me more questions lately, that's for sure. But getting
Right?
into just confidence. Um,
Here's one. What part of Canada? There you go.
West Coast. Well, not West Coast. Um, I'm in Edmonton. Let's see, what other movies are filmed out here? Ginger Snaps is filmed out here.
Ooh.
The West Edmonton Mall. Oh, what's that one with um oh, I can't even think of their names now. There's a couple movies that are filmed out here, and I grew up just wanting to be out here. The coastlines
Yeah.
are great, but they're cold. They get
Yeah.
damp. So I'm in a spot where I can film any kind of movie. We, if you guys watch um, Jumanji, like the other Jumanjis that came out, that's Alberta. So we got the snow, we got the sand, everything's all that was all just here. So you could get any scene you want. Um, the West Coast is nice. There, it's like everywhere. Yes, the Land of Nod is filming here. Oh, Edmund! Edmund! Oh, you guys, it's Edmund. Okay, Edmund is the producer. Edmund is one of my best friends that is best friends with Kyle, and they both agreed that I could be the mom. Hi, bud. So Edmund gets,
Wow.
yeah, Edmund is our promoter. They just did the Land of Nod. I know I wanted to be on it, but it's hard to get on
Wow.
the sets. They're busy, busy, busy.
Oh, I bet. I bet it's super hard to break in on some of those productions,
Oh,
and a
my
lot
friends
of
are
them.
there. They're working on
Oh,
it. I
really?
know that my friends are working on it. Yeah. I
Wow.
step back from all those other things right now. So I watch
Yeah.
my friends do that. I do a lot of stuff at home, but yeah, I get to watch them filming. I've seen pictures of the camera, the truck. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, is it the Land of Nod? Yeah, it's neat to see people wondering what's being filmed.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
quite a
for
few.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. What's an interest you have that might surprise people?
Um,
We know that you're a nurse. We know that you can do voiceover work.
that I'm a contortionist.
Oh, contortionist, yes.
So like my feet can go in my around my body. Not a lot of people know that. I didn't even understand. I thought it was a good party trick when I was a teenager. And when you get older, you realize it's all about having stretchy skin.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a unique thing. I've just been learning all that. I recently got diagnosed with ADHD, so it makes sense why I've been always quirky and unique, and always wanted to hyper focus on certain things like film or um,
Yeah.
I used to make those flip books with the little person walking.
Oh, yeah.
So like old, yeah, those kind of little things to keep me busy. That's something
Yeah.
people don't really know.
Wow. So, what is your favorite scary movie?
I really like 13 Ghosts, but more
Oh,
more have come out, definitely. But and there's been other ones that say I'm in the theater and I jump, but some of that, like just for that age, like back then, it just the way it looked, it just that was impressive.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. 13 Ghosts. Yeah. I can get on board with that. That's a really good one. So, do you have a favorite era or decade of horror?
I seem to love the 80s of
Right?
anything, like Howard the Duck. Like all these like funny campy shows. So any of that, any campy stuff is always fun to laugh at. And then the scary stuff, yeah, like Freddy Krueger. Um, I remember being afraid of Freddy Krueger in the bed. Like, you're
Yeah.
gonna go in that bed. Uh, um, I always like cartoons and like stop motion stuff.
Hmm.
So when those like films that came out with like that chicken one with all the using any kind of clay. Those are
Yeah.
kind of cool. I would continue to do that even. That would be something to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, like clay motion and stuff like
Mm,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch MTV's Celebrity Death Match, if you remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, oh
Oh,
yeah, MTV. Yeah, definitely MTV.
I wanted some of those clay figures so bad. So bad. I thought they looked so cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I would say 80s. What else did I watch? Like I'm forever a Goonie.
Yeah.
Um Indiana Jones, Back to the Future. Those kind of movies they've always been something that I enjoyed. So it always
Yeah.
just seems to go back to the 80s.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite horror monster then?
I'm terrified of The Grudge and like the
Oh.
sounds it freaks me out. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like it. Yep, nope, Grudge.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you could be in any horror movie from any time, what would it be?
Oh, I'd probably want to be in Halloween. Be with like
Ooh.
Jamie Lee Curtis all the time, and yeah, I liked
Okay.
Halloween growing up.
Now here is a weird one. I'm going to ask you. That's off the wall. I didn't have this written out or anything. Okay, but you mentioning that you can do voiceover work and stuff like that, it kind of just reminded me of this. So in the new Halloween 2018, when they rebooted the franchise, brought Jamie Lee back and all that, behind the scenes fact of that movie is that there's a scene where Michael Myers is in a house and you think he's going to kill a baby and you just hear the baby crying. Now, of course, he doesn't, but it was revealed that Jamie Lee Curtis did the baby crying sound effects. And I'm wondering, can you do that?
Oh, a baby crying?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so freaking weird, dude. I mean, I love it, but it's so, oh my god, it's unsettling. Oh my god, it's so, because for those of you who are listening to the audio version of this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you may be, we're live streaming this on YouTube right now, so I'm looking at you while you did that, but I'm hearing a baby sound. Oh my god.
That's like Penelope. Penelope coming out of my face sounds so funny because she's a little girl and I'm not a little girl. I actually got Rachel, so
How
I
did you like yeah, so okay. Well, we got another one here. Now, I don't know if I'm not familiar with it. I've never watched it, but somebody asked also, can you do Pikachu?
Pika, Pika, Pikachu. I have friends that do it. I do it even better if I can hear it and then I copy it because I parrot everything. And that's how I learned it. I parrot everything. That's what I called it when I was
Wow.
younger. Pika. Yeah, I liked Pikachu too.
Yeah, okay. Wow, that is so yeah, so you're right there. You're gonna Jamie Lee, if you're watching this, baby, you better lock it down because Jamie's coming for that job. Jamie Hill is coming for that job, baby.
Well, and I can do an old lady too. She's just this little old lady who doesn't like to eat her food.
Oh my god, it's so weird. I love it. It's the weird in the best way, though. It's weird in the best way. I love it because, I try to do stuff like that. Sometimes I can to a degree, sometimes I can't. Like,
Yeah,
I can't even
you're just
trill
gonna do
my
it.
R's. I
No,
can't even.
me either. I hate that.
Really?
Yeah, no, don't like it.
Yeah, man. I
I
had a
had to do
waiter.
Russian roll. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I had a waiter the other day, and he just comes up and just subtly trills everything he says while he's taking my order, and I'm just sitting there like, this son of a bitch was like Count Orlok or something, and I try to do it, and I sound like a freaking machine
Yeah,
gun going off.
yeah. Mm.
Cannot do it, man. All right. So there you go. Now, okay, I got you another one. Then this one's going to be a good one. This one's bringing the heat. Okay. Would you rather be trapped in a haunted house for 24 hours? Now, you have a little bit of experience with that. Okay. So, or you're in your home and at some point Michael Myers is going to try to come inside of your house. Which situation would you rather be trapped in?
Oh gosh, the haunted house.
I think so. Me too.
I I've worked as a psych aide. I don't like people chasing me anymore.
No, no, I can imagine not. Jeez. Yes, that had to be scary, right?
Very.
Oh, oh my
So I'd pick
goodness.
a haunted house. I would, if something floated by, I'd be like, hey, it's like trying to see them, not running.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're Skinamarink, mom. You'd be looking in the shadows for they'd be trying
I
to get
would
away from
figure it
you.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make the science work for me, please.
All right, then. Okay, then in that sort of same category here, what is one horror movie you'd have absolutely no chance of surviving?
Oh, there's quite a few. Um,
What's like the first one that comes to mind though? You're like, oh god,
um, well, I don't like Michael Myers. Like
you
that's probably just stick me all in that same movie because being chased by anything big is scary.
right?
So anything being chased, you know, um, something that's say in the forest, and if you go into the forest, well, I wouldn't go in the forest, but if something
Yeah,
was chasing me, I wouldn't want to be in that film.
right. Yeah. Then you run into the forest, and then there's Jason Voorhees out there,
Yeah, they're
or
all the other ones over there.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, then what is a horror movie that you think, dude, I would so survive that?
What do we consider horror movies, though? Uh,
Yeah. Let's see.
I would want to be in like an Indiana Jones movie.
I,
But something that's scary, sort of a mixture of those movies. Um, Never in Cujo.
oh,
Cujo made me scared of dogs. So
yeah. It'll do
anything to
that.
do with that, um, maybe I could be in that one and just know how to figure it out now. Because when I was a kid, I didn't know how to figure that out, and it was scary as crap.
See, I like that. You're up for the challenge of it. You're like, I'll go into
Well,
those
you can study
uncertain.
from what happened before.
Yeah. Well, and plus you have some experience in nursing, so you might go out there and be like, okay, I can't do this. I'll get dehydrated.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. That may play to your benefit then. Yeah. Let's see. So, okay, then what is the one horror cliche that you hate the most?
Oh gosh, we were talking about this the other day. Uh, like when you lock the door and then they come in, or they're already there. Yeah,
Oh,
like like Scream, which I
yeah.
loved all the Scream ones. Like I grew up watching them too. I like them too. But as soon as you see them lock the door, click.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you turn around and they're already in the house.
yeah, yeah. Yep.
It's like, oh my god, does this guy have like teleportation supernatural abilities? Jeez, what's
Or is
you
there two
know?
of them? Yeah.
All right, now here's one that I can't believe this, but I did a TikTok video recently because I've known this in the horror fam for a while. This is a very polarizing opinion here, and I always thought it was settled since I saw the movie, but it's not. People still argue this, so I want to ask you, who won in Freddy versus Jason?
I totally went to the theater and watched that. Oh, I'm aging myself.
Yeah.
I'm aging myself. Yeah, we totally went to the theater and watched that. Um, you know, at the end, I was like, oh, well, okay. And then Freddie, I thought Freddie was the winner, and then they, yeah. I always thought Freddie won, but if Jason came
Uh,
back out of the water, you're foobarred. Um,
yeah. Who
I
would
would
you?
say Freddie. Because I like Freddie. Jason scared me.
Uh,
I'm always on the Freddie team.
yeah, I've had a lot of people. I always thought Jason won, but I've had a lot of people who will argue, man, Freddie won.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people say that, and a lot of people say, well, it was the teenagers who beat Freddie, or and I'm like, man, okay. So it's not as
True.
cutting. It's see, even me and you have differing opinions on this. This is why I gotta ask. You never know.
It's been a while.
I
Oh,
know.
I remember watching that, and I watched those movies when I didn't have little kids around. Oh, there goes my light.
Wow, we still got you. So, are you working on any projects right now, and do you have anything exciting coming up? I know you want to look into a Skinamarink too, and
I've taken a lot of time off just to work with networking and do voiceover stuff and just to deal with health stuff. I'm working on scripts that I've had written for me by friends who I've made in different mentorship groups. So
wow,
going out and networking and just finding the people who I want to work with in every sense of whether it's above the line or under the line. It's important to vet your people. So just spend a lot of time chatting about who I'd like to work with and the scripts with the writer. Uh, I want to do it in Canada. So I was planning on coming down to the States a lot more, but I won't be so much now. So we'll just do some sizzles and different things here to get things rolling. And, if I get the grants, then I can make them all here. And, there's other films that my friends are making. And they know that if I ever could help them out, I'd be there. You know,
yeah,
uh, Physically, I'm not able to do the same stuff anymore. So I end up being a PA who likes to sit and watch all the stuff in the back while everybody off goes off to work. But
yeah.
that's a big job too.
Wow, yeah, yeah, it sure is.
But
Yeah,
soon, the roles that are in these two scripts that I'm working on, they were written for me, so they're lead roles that I get to do stuff with, and they're two different kind of films. So those two are fun. And then, of course, more voiceover. I'm always eager to do that. And just working with local friends, working on my demo right now.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. There you go. There you go, HorrorFam. Now, where can people keep up to date with you if they wanted to? Are you on any social medias or anything?
Actually, yeah, I've been on Beacon, and so now I have my website that can be found on my LinkedIn website because everybody seems to have LinkedIn, and I also have social media like Facebook and Instagram. My Instagram's at jamie.hill.vo. That's my biggest one. They all seem to connect to each other now. I am on TikTok now, as these guys know too. I got to meet them, Jamie, aka me, and I go on YouTube and I'll start posting more stuff. I've been learning more social media stuff as we go. Like I said, building these computers has been fun. And Edmund, we should chat because Edmund was going to help me put some stuff together because
Yeah.
we want to build our computer. So I'm just working on building building the computers, building the demo, building the web page, putting all those little clips on the page so I can get recognized and um, be ready for when I was told to be ready.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to
Okay.
travel very far right now. I don't need the visa now. It's a little bit cheaper. But I will be going around Canada. I really enjoy traveling. So if I can
Yeah.
go around talking about mental health and anything, even grotesque is about mental health. Uh, it's there's always a positive in it. So whether I'm
Yeah.
making a film or I'm going around and being a positive support to somebody or something, that's what I'll be doing. Thursdays I go to karaoke now, so I might come on and you guys can see me on TikTok or social media later. Otherwise, Instagram is the only one that you'll find me. You can message me. Otherwise, not all the things like Facebook. You can't always leave a message for me.
Yeah. That's really cool. I couldn't imagine going to karaoke night and seeing the Skinamarink mom up there. Just
Oh yeah, my girlfriend's like, "Hey, it's Skinamarink, Mom." I was like, "Oh, what?" I just wanted to sing my Pink Pony Club.
do you have a favorite karaoke song?
I like Shania Twain. I like country
Oh,
music, but I totally love Pink Pony Club. And like,
oh,
it's what a fun song. Um,
yeah.
but I let other people sing it now.
Well, there you have it, horror fam. That's Jamie Hill, the Skinamarink mom. Jamie, I would really like to thank you sincerely for coming on here and talking some horror with me. You've been a freaking blast. I had no idea you could make all of those noises. If you need her for any voiceover work, now you know where to get a hold of her, and you have some more stuff in the pipeline that we really look forward to seeing.
Yeah, some more scary lady.
Ooh.
Made my dog pee on the floor.
Uh-oh. Oh my
I
God.
know
You
I
hear
felt
that?
bad. Yeah, I felt bad though.
Oh
Good
yeah.
audition.
Oh, for sure, right? He's going to be in the next one. All right,
Thank
Jamie.
you.
You are very welcome. Thank you for being here.
I had fun.
All right, me too. You have a good day, okay?
You take care, everybody.
Bye. All right, everybody. That is Jamie Hill. How did you all like that? Huh? Did you enjoy this episode of Talk Horror or what? She was such a lovely guest. Such a lovely guest. And I couldn't believe that. It was like our own little talent show we got there. She could do she could do that crying baby. And oh my God, just watching that happen was just so. Woo! Oh man. Zimzam, you're going to have to go back and check it out, man. You're going to have to go back and check it out. Yeah, DB, the crying baby freaked me out. Me too. Could you imagine if in Skinamarink during all those scenes you couldn't see and then you just hear her doing a crying baby sound? Oh my God. Oh, oh, woo. Yeah, so that was a good one, Horror Fam. That was a real good one. Yeah, and she can do that Pikachu voice. Yeah, she can do it all, man. She can do it all. All right, Horror Fam, if you have any cues for me, go ahead and swing them on over and I will provide the A's. You know, I'm going to hop off here a little bit, get me something to munch down upon. And let's see, do we still have Grassman and Hammerhead and Zimzam and all you folks in here? Because I don't know if you are following Talk Horror on the official podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I would like to ask you to please do that for me. The link is in the description below. It's the first link. I will go ahead and I will actually post that in the chat right now. So that way everybody can check it out. And, you know, please, if you do that, please leave a rating and a review as well. I really appreciate it. It really helps. It really helps. Right now we have like 8 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts, and I can't remember how many on Spotify. Can't quite remember how many on Spotify, but we are moving on up. And that is where you can see our podcast recordings. You can listen to them, because I do believe Jamie is the marker for the last of me live streaming the guest interviews. They're all now going to be exclusive to the podcast only. Yeah, right now we only have 1 episode up, but okay, we have 9 5-star reviews on Spotify. Yeah, we have 1 episode up right now, but a new episode drops every Monday. So next Monday will be the John Mack interview. That's going to be dropping upon all of you. So you have that to look forward to. And of course, we just locked down another one with Jamie. I have one with Brandy Roderick, Playboy Playmate of the Year. I have one with Big DW, Derek Walker. You know, we talked about some personal paranormal experiences that was really good. So please, if you're not, please go follow the podcast on all of those outlets, man. We need to make it happen here, Horror Fam. The big TH is growing. We're getting bigger and bigger. But yeah, go ahead and send over some cues. I'll provide the A's, Horror Fam. And then I am going to hop off in here. I'm glad you do, Josh Perry. I love that you're in here watching the show, buddy. I love it. And keep an eye out this weekend, because we, of course, have the Gigantor marathon stream on Twitch. It's going to be a doozy. It's going to be an absolute doozy, man. We're going to play, like 6 hours of gameplay or something, man. I have not seen Zero Boys. What is that? What is Zero Boys? I'm curious now. A group of friends travel to a wilderness area to play a survival game. Soon they unexpectedly find themselves in a real-life survival situation. Wow, that sounds interesting as hell, man. That sounds kind of like The Green Room or something. Are you suggesting it? Zero Boys. Whoa, Delta is saying the absolute best B-class horror film. Said it's bad, but he loves it. Dude, hey man, there's some bad horror movies that I like too, man. There's Madman, Slaughterhouse, Rats, Night of Terror. There's some really good bad B movies out there, man. Yeah, I see this. Oh my God, dude. This looks like the trailer is playing on IMDb, and these people look like video game characters. You know what I'm saying? Like they look like the cover of like Nintendo, on old school like Nintendo Entertainment System games, man. Zim Zam's all over it. Look at that baby. Look at that. He's all over that baby. My goodness gracious. But yeah, man, that was fun. That was really fun, dude. Jamie was a blast. Such a blast. So talented, so talented. We've had some incredibly talented people on here, man. We had, you know, an entire band on here before they, from their tour bus, before they went on stage. We had Kayla on here who did special makeup effects to herself while doing the interview. Oh my goodness. The stuff, you know, we had a striptease on here for once, God's sakes. Talk horror, man. It's out of control. It's out of control. All right. Yeah, she was good. Shrav, what's for dinner? Yogurt. Yogurt. Yum. Dinner of champions, buddy. But you know how that goes, man. You know how that goes. All right, horror fam, I'm going to hop off here and get to that yogurt. I thank every single one of you for coming in here. I really appreciate it. This, of course, will come up on the Talk Horror podcast very soon. Make sure you're following on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you haven't, please leave a review and a rating as well. It helps tremendously. Helps tremendously. We've already broken some of the stereotypes, some of the records that a lot of podcasts never break. A lot of podcasts never break. We're in the top 50% already, because apparently most podcasts never get more than 28 listens in their first week. If you get more than if you get 28 listens or more, you're in the top 50%. We have broken that. And 90% of podcasts never get past 3 episodes. We have broken that. So there you go, horror fam. Please follow. Link is in the description below to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all that good stuff. All right, horror fam, you take care of yourselves. And until next time, look horror, listen horror, talk horror, my friends. Mwah! I love every single one of you. You all be good. Show up tomorrow for the members only stream, baby. It is the last Friday of the month. We're going to do a special members only stream. And then this weekend, we have the Dead by Daylight Marathon. So I'll see you all there, my friends. Y'all have a good one.